views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
And good morning, here we go again. Another great morning. Welcome everybody to Open. It's a show that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set and beyond. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. Coming up on today's show, we'll be joined by a man working to bring people together and promote healthy living through running. Yes, indeed. Get your feet into action and we're going to feel the attraction. Plus, we'll sit down with an urban outreach organization and learn about programs they're offering to the public. And then after that, well, we'll check out a different hairstyle. I saw her when I came in. She was like hooking it up. She's got these combs. She got a whole bag full of stuff. And she'll be on the set to let you know more about that. She'll do the local business women and her whole story. We have it right here on the set. And then after that, we'll take a look at an independent public art muralist taking the industry by storm, out there doing their thing. And then my man Bobby C has the latest in the headlines of the world of sports. And later on, it's the Bronx Festival. It's right around the corner, and we'll get a taste of some of the foods that you'll be able to enjoy. Stay tuned. We are open. And hello, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. And guess what? You're watching Open. It's the live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is using running with a goal to promote healthy lifestyles in the Bronx. Joining us to share more about his work, we have Miguel Hernandez of Mile Style. That's a thing right there, Mile Style.
That's right. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, how'd you come up with the name?
I just like wordplay, and I didn't want to use the word running in the group simply because running can be an intimidating term for a lot of people. So,
especially if you're first starting out, right?
Exactly.
Wait a minute, running. I've been hanging out on this couch for a long time. You're talking about running? Can I start off by walking?
Absolutely. Mile Style does have, we do have our walkers / joggers who can join us. So for people who've never ran before and they want to start getting into it, they can certainly feel free to join us if they just want to walk and do a light jog. They don't have to go straight into running. But so yeah, absolutely, you can join us as well.
How'd you come up with this?
I came up with this because one day I would run a lot in the Bronx, and whenever I did, there were two things that I noticed. One thing was that no one else was running, right? If you go to Manhattan, you go to Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, whenever you go outside and you run, you see a lot of other people running as well.
Right.
When you come to the Bronx and you go outside and run, you don't see it too often. You don't see a lot of other people running. And the second thing that I noticed was that when I did run, people looked at me as if it was the weirdest thing.
Where are you running from?
Yeah, like why are you running? Where are you going? Right. Exactly. You get that a lot. Like, you running from the police, and it's one of those things where you're like, come on, man. Like, I'm doing this for my health, not because I'm running from the police. So it sparks my interest in looking up the health statistics of the Bronx, which is when I found out about us being ranked as the most unhealthy county in the state of New York for the past consecutive 8 or 9 years. Extremely high rates of obesity, heart attack, stroke, diabetes, asthma, sexually transmitted infections and diseases, suicide rates. So it kind of just made me say to myself, I have to help change the health landscape of the Bronx the best way that I know how, and that's through the sport of running. I've been running for about 6 or 7 years now. It's drastically changed my life for the better, and I just wanted to bring that feeling to a lot of other Bronxites. So,
what kind of life changes can you experience from running?
I mean, aside from just the physical aspects, right, you can lose weight. You can trim some pounds off, right? You feel lighter, you feel healthier, better sleep. You have better energy, better mental clarity. One of the things that we promote through running is just a better state of mental health, right? We want to be able to have clear minds, clear thinking, less stress, right? When you run, you kind of bring down your stress levels. You just feel better. libido.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff.
All that stuff.
It increases a lot of the health aspects of your life, not only physical, but of course mental. And it can also be very social. You can meet a lot of friends. I met my life partner, my woman, through the sport of running. So,
so you just ran up on her, or she ran up on you?
We literally ran into each other.
Ran into each other.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many great aspects to the sport of running, and it's free. Like, you don't have to pay for this. You don't have to go to a gym to pay for running. You can just step outside and just go around your block if you want to. So yeah, I just want to share that experience with a lot of other Bronxites and help us get active.
Can people start by running in place or walking in place? It's boring, but
yeah, absolutely. If you're again, if you're
treadmill.
treadmills are great. If there's still a lot of people who don't like the idea of running outside, especially in this type of winter that we have, or in the cold weather. So they want to stay indoors and they want to do treadmills. That's fine.
But you got to feel that air on your face.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. You want to get outside, and it's a great way to experience the Bronx. The Bronx has the most green space in all of the boroughs. So there's so many different places to see, so many different places to visit throughout the Bronx, and running is really one of the best ways to see it.
So if you're running and you're exerting energy, what kind of energy do you recommend putting in?
It's up to you, whatever you feel. Like, some people, like I said, they are very intimidated by the sport of running, because they feel like you have to exert so much energy into a run, when you really don't. You can just take your time, go at your own pace, and if your body's telling you that it's not feeling it, then slow down, or just stop completely. If your body's saying, yo, I really like this feels great, let me speed it up a little bit, then speed it up.
Yeah.
Go at your own pace to do what your body's telling you.
Right. But if you got a car that's bumping around and not doing too well, you want to pull up, maybe try some high test gasoline. What kind of foods do you eat to keep it going?
Well, before you run, you always want to eat something light, maybe a banana, some yogurt, granola bar, nothing too heavy. You don't want to eat a slice of pizza or a burger before you run, or some type of Chinese food or anything like that. That stuff is going to sit heavy on you. It's not going to feel good. You're going to get stitches in your stomach. It's going to feel bad. You're going to feel horrible. And this is no offense to any of the Asian community. That's nothing like that.
No. I understand.
This is them just saying, like, any type of heavy, greasy food, you don't want to eat that type of stuff. So you want to keep it light. You want to keep it clean. After the run, it depends on how long you ran.
Yeah,
or
put
how
some
heavy
good
you
stuff
ran.
in.
Yeah, you can have anything
some nutritious stuff.
Some pancakes or some oatmeal or whatever you want to eat after a run. So,
there you go. Do you take multivitamins?
I do every now and again. I'm big on magnesium. Magnesium works on kind of loosening the muscles and relaxing the muscles. It also promotes just like a nice, steady, not deep, but like a good sleep. So I'm
you're
a
out
big
there
advocate
getting the
for
vitamin D already. You're getting the
from the sun.
sunshine.
Yeah, exactly.
What are your goals with this?
The goal at the end of the day for Milestyle is just to reach out to the entire Bronx community, make sure that we're staying active, make sure that we're moving our feet, and just getting out of 62nd place, right? We don't want to be 62nd anymore. That's why there's actually a movement. There's a hashtag #not62 that a lot of health groups in the Bronx are taking part of. I'm a member of a group called the Bronx Running Division. The Bronx Running Division is a union of the different Bronx-based running crews. This is more than just Milestyle. There are other Bronx running groups out here, one of which is the Boogie Down Bronx Runners, Bronx Nomads, and Bronx Soul, and we come together to form the Bronx Running Division. And our goal ultimately is just to get the Bronx active and get us out of the 62nd spot and move on up and become more healthy.
So how do people find you if they want to run with you or join Milestyle?
The best way to find us is through our social media platform, which is Instagram, www.instagram.com/Milestylers. You see the name, the logo right here in the chest.
T-shirts and hats and everything there?
Yeah, we have these hats on sale, T-shirts. A couple of them are left.
Selling sneakers too?
We are not selling sneakers, no.
Put some sneakers up there too.
That's a lot. That's harder.
Socks, sneakers. And you never know how important underwear are in running. No, because I host the New York City Marathon. I saw Mike Nobby running by and everything. He had a hat cam on, helmet cam.
Yeah.
But these shirts and these clothing are moving, and you get blisters and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. You get a lot of chafing, and that's just a result of
in the nipple area, and between the legs and everything. So you have to have the right.
There are ways to prevent that and take care of it, but it's just one of the unfortunate parts of running. It happens, but yeah.
What's the longest you've ever run?
The longest I've ever run is a marathon. That's 26.2 miles.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
New York City Marathon.
That's right, New York City,
I probably
Chicago.
saw him running by.
Yeah, probably,
Yeah. All right. Give us your website again.
www.instagram.com/milestylers, MILESTYLERS.
At home, we're going to give you a big round of applause, and the audience in the house. Put your hands together and go like this. Yes, Miguel Hernandez, Miles Style.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
man.
it,
sir. Thank you.
Perhaps I'll join you.
Please come.
Yeah.
Bring everyone.
Yeah. I've run the New York City Marathon and everything.
Come on out, man.
If only for a block to try to get an interview from you.
Oh, come on, man. Let's do it. We can do it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right.
We'll take a break. I've got more next.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, of course, open. Our next guest has numerous outreach programs in the community, including child care, health and safety, alcohol education, and Mothers Against Drunk Driving, just to name a few. Just a few. And he joins us today with more information. We welcome Gregory Pereira. He's the president and CEO of First Steps to Urban Outreach. We welcome you to the show.
First of all, it's an honor and privilege to meet you.
Oh,
I've been a big fan for quite some time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so you have this wonderful program.
Yes, we're located in the Bronx, in the Tremont section of the Bronx, and our program helps people fulfill their passion and their dreams and their entrepreneurial spirit. They want to open up a home-based daycare, and we help them through the Department of Health, the Professional Development Program at SUNY, and the Offices of Child Family Services. We help them get certified and navigate that whole system to fulfill their dreams and open up a home-based daycare.
Some of them open it up for whom?
For themselves. They open up a small business in their homes. If they have their living room, a spare room, you've probably seen a lot of daycare programs, home-based daycares.
Yeah.
So it's allowable by New York State. The people who tend to want to open up home-based daycares, I say the demographics are predominantly women from 24 to 44.
So this could be another job you have at home. How many
It's a
people?
business. It's a business.
Yeah, it's a business. How many students or
How many children
can they have?
One person can have 6 children plus 2 additional school-age children. If it's 2 people working in this home-based business, it's 12 children plus 4 additional school-age children.
Yeah.
And generally, the average income is about $200 per child.
Wow.
Per
Okay.
week. So
what's the procedure? How do we get involved?
An application has to be put in through the State University of New York. We assist with that. The application comes and they fill it out. We can also assist with that also. We're a for-profit business, so there are some not-for-profits who assist them doing that, but sometimes the waiting lists are up to a year. So if a person wants to open up, we help expedite that process for them.
And that's what we do at the First Steps to Urban Outreach.
That's correct.
Yes.
Right. So a person who wants to start their home-based business, they get an application. An application is to open a business in your home. We provide the 15-hour health and safety training, which is a certification training for anyone who works with children. It's mandatory that they take this
Background
training.
checks and everything.
Background checks through the Department
Yeah.
of Health, the Child Protective Services is a must. That has to happen.
Yeah.
Physicals, all that is part of that process, yes.
What do you need in your home in order to start this type of business?
Space.
You need space.
Space, if you live in a new building, it could be in the high rise. If you live in an older building, up to the 4th floor. An inspector from the Department of Health will inspect the premises to make sure it's adequate for children to be in care in that residence.
Wow, and a lot of people doing this?
A
I'm
lot
glad
of
you're here to
people.
create this awareness because people can start a business right in their home if they're staying home and working on a computer or have this space.
Education ranges. We have people with master's degrees who say, you know what, I'm tired of the working industry. I want to fulfill my passion, work with children in my own home, my own business.
Yeah.
People with master's degrees to people who really don't have a thorough, adequate education, maybe not even a high school, anywhere in that range. And the money is prosperous.
What are the ages of the children?
Oh, from birth to 12. And
so you got to know how to change diapers and everything.
It's part of the training. we train them. It's called a health and safety training. It's through the professional development program at the State University of New York.
Yeah.
So that training encompasses indoor outdoor safety, diaper changing. Particularly, it really focuses on New York State regulations of childcare.
Yeah.
That's what this whole training really is, for you to understand and properly care for children through the regulations.
Do you recommend putting cameras inside the home so that
Yes, it's allowable. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. It's part of the regulations too.
So
it's
you
not,
know how to
it's
feed
not
a
mandatory.
baby. You have to know how to change a diaper. Thank God the diapers are not what they used to be back in the day, because then you have to wash them and all that other stuff.
Exactly, exactly. Well, we also too do the training for the large center-based programs,
Yes.
the very, very big ones. I was selected as one of the 35 trainers in New York State for small daycare centers and the child care programs. All new directors must take a policy and procedure training to understand the regulations and policies and procedures that follow to help them become a high-quality program. So that's a mandatory training we do also.
So $200 per child.
That's correct.
Per month.
Averagely. It could be more. Depends on the community demographics.
Yeah, that's per month.
No, per week.
Per week. And you
Per
have
week.
how many children?
You could have 16 children. So that's $3,200.
Go into business?
$3,200 a week.
Space.
Yes. So we do
They're
this.
shaking their heads over there. They say, "Hey, I can."
It's a very lucrative business. We see people who have their own home-based business 20, 30 years because it produces a great revenue.
Yeah.
So that's one segment
That's
of what
one
we do.
thing.
Yeah.
You have a number of programs that you're working on.
Actually, we also work with the Bronx DA's office.
Yeah.
This is a whole something else, completely different. We have a DWI program.
It's all under one umbrella. You guys are doing some things.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So we work to reduce recidivism and alcohol-related crimes for people who get arrested for impaired and drunk driving.
Yeah.
We work with the Bronx DA's office. We work with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. We have what's called the Impaired Driver Program, which is a 7-week program. We have the Alcohol Education Program, which is a 5-week program. And we do Mothers Against Drunk Driving, which is a 1-day program.
Yeah.
Plus, we work with a number of affiliates.
So if you get caught drunk driving, you have to take all those programs or one of them?
It depends on the judge. The judge can give prison time, fines, multiple programs, longer-term programs. Depends on the amount the person was drinking, and it depends on the judge sentencing, because he has some flexibility.
What if I had a rough time? I got caught once, first time, drunk driver.
Doesn't matter, right? Because you're at risk to the community, right? I mean, I applaud what the Bronx DA's office is doing. They're really making a push to make our streets safer. You know, the Bronx has been the stepchild for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving just initiated a move into the Bronx also to reduce impaired driving. So, you know, we definitely got to applaud them. We want to make our streets safer.
Yeah, That's great. So what are some of the other programs? Run it down because they're going to wrap me up in a few.
Okay, so just getting back to the child care training, right? We have just to tell you lastly, the child care training is easy and accessible if you know how to navigate the system. If you call us, 347-270-9623.
I'll write it down, 347
270
270
9623.
9623.
Or it's very simple, openmydaycare.com.
Openmydaycare.com.
Openmydaycare.com. And well, if you have questions, we're here to help. People are sometimes undecided, so we want to help them. And regarding if a person has any problem with alcohol or drugs, we can help them also, particularly when it comes to the impaired driver program.
Hey, that's good to know. Childcare Health and Safety, Gregory J. Pereira.
Yes, sir.
President and CEO, First Steps to Outreach. OpenMyDaycare.com.
Can't beat it.
There you go. Thank you, man. Thanks for
you.
sharing that information. And come back and share more. I know there are a lot of people that are watching, and they probably want to get involved in something like this.
And thank you for the positive message in the Bronx. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. We'll take a quick break right here. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Open next.
Hi, I'm David Lesh, legal correspondent to the morning show Open. If you have a legal question that you'd like me to answer, please send me an email at davidlesh@bronxnet.org, and I will address it on our Ask Your Lawyer segment.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant! It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Let me have to pick. I'm doing it here. Oh, welcome back, everybody. Our next guest has a passion for hairstyling, who prides herself on making every client feel like a VIP with the B-O-B-L-E-E. Here we go, y'all. And joining us to share her work, we have Shamika Lady Shaw Williams, and hair model LaVara Bennett of Barnett. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Can I start off with doing her hair first? I can put this down like this, and I can just...
If you would like.
What do we do first?
Well, for starters, she's natural. So she's one of my natural clients.
All natural.
Yes, all natural. And LaVara has come a long way. Her hair has been very damaged. When she started coming to me maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, her hair was like pretty choppy, and it was way shorter than this.
You fixed it up?
Fixed it up, nurtured her back to where she wanted to be. And now this is the lovely aftertake.
All right.
Yeah, so on her right side, she's fully natural, no chemical. She has no chemical in her hair whatsoever. She has no keratin, no relaxer, no anything. And here on her left side, she's fully silked out. So some people, they think if you have natural hair, your hair can't be nice and flowy and silk.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show everybody that you can be natural without having, chemicals in your hair. You can actually be natural and have healthy, full hair.
I like that. So how did you do that?
Well, basically what I did was I shampooed her. And after I shampooed her with natural shampoos, I used a nice, conditioner. Then after that, I steamed her. Steaming is the best for natural hair. You must steam the hair. That way all of the oils could get into the cuticle, into the cortex of the hair, and it makes it, easier for it to be
moisturizes
smooth.
the scalp and everything,
Yes,
right?
yes.
What do you do for like a dry scalp? Somebody comes in, my hair is like, my scalp is dry, hair is dry.
Well, if your scalp is
Hair
dry,
looks dull.
yeah, you need to exfoliate, just like your face. So when you're cleansing your face in the morning, they have exfoliators for your scalp as well. That's very important. So you exfoliate your scalp, get a nice steam in there. When you wash your hair, scrub it really, really good. Just rinse that stuff out. And air is also important.
How about
for your
back in
scalp.
the days where you sit between somebody's leg and they scratch your hair with the comb and get it all out? That's exfoliating?
Yes, that's another way to exfoliate too. You want to get all of that dry scalp and that dry, dead skin off of your scalp. Release it so that way when you do wash it, it'll just fall right into the sink.
And your hair will go like this. I'm glad you did that.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Just like with our bodies and our faces, your scalp has to be clean too. So if you want healthy hair, that's the way to start.
So how did you get started? And tell us some of the things that you're doing in the community.
Well, how I got started was, this actually wasn't my plan to do this, but I was in a fatal car accident and I was on the verge of losing my arm. So I said, if God give me the ability to use my arm back, I'm just going full force. And I never turned back. I've been doing hair ever since. Yeah, and then I started doing like local charity events in church and in the community, helping people get their hair back. Right now I'm working with cancer patients, making wigs for alopecia clients. And I love hair, any and everything about hair. I love it.
And you've been doing it for some time now.
Yeah, I've been doing it now for 11 years. 11 years.
And you've been going to her for how long?
I'll say about 6 years.
Oh, you don't have a mic. She don't have a mic.
Don't.
So
Yeah,
you can say it.
Yeah, she's been going to me for 6 years. She's been coming to me for 6 years. She's been
we
a
heard
client.
you. Look.
Yeah.
What is
6.
Yeah, she's been a client for 6 years.
That's
and
good. That's good.
I mean, I wish I had before pictures, but her outcome is amazing. Like, even she's surprised. Her mom she even says to me, "You sure that's my daughter's hair? I think she's lying." I said, "Yeah, this is her hair. I've been doing her hair for a while, and it's back. It's
Mom,
back."
we're gonna sit in your chair too.
Yeah.
So you tell
Absolutely.
your friends about her?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm interviewing you without a microphone.
It's okay. Yeah, she recommends a lot of clientele to me. I have a lot of her friends, family that come to me, and it's just like a word of mouth, especially like in the community. My salon is located in Westchester Square part of the Bronx. It's called the Sanctuary Salon, and just the word of mouth, like my business has expanded tremendously.
There you go. How'd you come up with Sanctuary Salon?
Well, I am a church girl. I go to church.
Uh-oh.
And when you think of
You
the
sing in
word,
the choir?
yes, I do. But when you think of the sanctuary, you just think of a calm,
singing
cool
when she's
place.
doing
So I figured I wanted my salon to be different. Everybody think about a salon or a barbershop, and it's like, oh, that loud, rah-rah place where all the gossip goes on. No, when you come in there, you just feel at home. You feel comfortable. Sometimes
do.
my clients come there, and I'm like, I'm finished. You can leave now. And they're like, girl, it's so comfortable in here.
But you will experience a whole lot sitting in the salon or the barbershop.
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
will.
"Whoa, that's he did what? What?
Yeah.
She goes with who? No.
But in the sanctuary, it's just a place where you could come, relax,
Yeah,
let your hair down, or if you don't have any hair, come receive hair, and just feel relaxed and forget about everything that's going on around
You
you.
do extensions and everything?
Everything. I do
What?
extensions. I make wigs as well. I have my own hairline. Yes.
Wait, you're a wig maker?
Yes.
All in that same sanctuary?
All
area?
in the same sanctuary. Yep.
Look at that.
I give hair to the hairless.
That's the way to put it. Giving hair to the hairless. So
Yeah.
somebody that wants hair. You've been bald-headed for a long time. Guys too, right?
Yeah, guys too. I
Anyone
just started
come in?
doing man weaves.
All right.
Yeah.
But how do you put hair into a...
What? Put it
into
on your
bald
head? Well, that's the secret.
Oh, you put it on the wig?
I could either put it on the wig or I could put it on your head, but it's a special way. You have to come into the sanctuary to see.
We may do that. Can we bring cameras?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. They just told me to talk about the color. You
Okay.
do the coloring also.
Well, yes, I do fantasy color. That's something that's very big right now, is fantasy color. LeVar, her hair is natural. No color, no nothing. But I do a lot of coloring as well. So any color you want out of the rainbow, you could get in your hair.
Good idea.
And it could be nice and smooth still. no breakage, no nothing, no damage.
How often should people change the color in their hair?
I would say every couple of months, maybe 2 to 3 months.
Because it
not
can
too
break
often.
off if you mess with it too much.
Yes, if it's not done properly and if it's lifted too much. So you have to know what the person's hair can take. So you want to lift it gradually, not all at once.
I was sitting at a table and people were talking about, oh, honey, don't go to such and such because, you know, your clumps of hair, you look for your hair to be all on the floor.
No, not at the sanctuary. Your hair's on the floor unless you want it on the floor.
You get it cut the way you want.
Yes, absolutely.
That's good.
Yes.
Okay, where can we go to get more information on you?
More information, you could go to www.hairbyladiesha.com. That's the website for the Sanctuary Salon. And the address to the salon is 2706 East Tremont in the Westchester Square section of the Bronx.
Hairbyladiesha.com. Look, can I do it?
Sure, you can touch it.
Where's the tools? Give me the tools.
Oh, we don't have no combs on us right now.
You blow dry it and all that stuff?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
You give massages and all that stuff in there?
No.
Oh, you have them a chair that gives a shake?
I stay in my lane. I just touch the hair. Stay in my lane.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Where do we go again?
The Sanctuary Salon, 2706 East Tremont.
Thank you. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back with more next.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
And welcome back. Our next guest is an artist and a muralist specializing in independent public art. He joins us to share his story and his work. We welcome UnCutt to the show. Watch out, here we go, UnCutt.
Hey, how you
How
doing?
are you, man?
It's such an honor to actually be here with you, sir.
With you too.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So UnCutt, how did you get the name and when did you start doing your do?
Oh, sure, UnCutt. Well, the name comes from actually UnCutt means raw. It means pure.
Yeah.
And my art comes from a raw, pure place, which is from here. So UnCutt fits everything that I do.
And you rap?
No,
you're all wrapped up.
No, I'm wrapped up.
Yeah.
I rap gifts sometimes. I used to rap gifts on Christmas time.
good.
But yeah.
So the rap, what is that a part of?
Well, I do a lot of street art, a lot of illegal street art, and all over the country.
Okay.
So this is a way of kind of like protecting my identity. And a lot of stuff that I do, I actually would like for the art to remain to the person who find it.
Yeah,
So it's like no connection to me as well. So that way they could actually have that pure experience.
Yeah.
So I kind of took myself out the picture.
You know, like
a
that
little bit.
commercial, the guy changes voices and everything, and somebody
He-
takes a picture. He says, no, and he jumps in the water.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
All right. So tell us about your art.
Well, one of the things that people know me for is the Protect Your Heart stamp that's literally all over the country. And I travel all over and illegally place it in different places for people to actually run into it at the perfect time, which in turns turn into a beautiful day or a greatness for them, because a lot of people are always looking for signs and different things to kind of like solidify some of their thoughts that they have. And a lot of artists are out there that don't really have the support, and the art is kind of to show them that we all out there doing that good service as far as spreading the art.
Yeah, yeah.
And so Protect Your Heart is all over the world right now.
And you have some great messages. Talk about some of the messages that you have out.
Well,
it's UnCutt.
Yes. Well, one of the main messages, like I was saying, is protect your heart. And basically, the art is just based, the whole concept is just based on creating from a special place, creating from your heart. And a lot of people kind of forget that whole prospect when it comes to just living your life every day. We run around, we do this, we do that, and we're constantly trying to keep up with the Joneses or keep up with life, or what people think life is. And I want people to stop and think about themselves, think about the love that they should have for themselves and the love they should have for their health and their tranquility. And Protect Your Heart is a way to kind of like stop them in their tracks and remind them that, yo, relax.
Do you get a lot of love on social media?
A ton. A lot. I literally get about 20-something posts per day because people run into my art and they post it because it's always something that resonates with them in a deeper way. Yeah. So I get a lot of posts on Instagram.
How do you support what you're doing? You get a lot of funds coming in?
I sell art. And I sell a lot of these custom-made stuff that I do. And I do a lot of murals for restaurants and different businesses.
So you do the legal and the illegal?
Yeah, very. The legal keeps me, keeps supporting what I do, and the legal keeps supporting the universe message of staying true to yourself and loving yourself more than anything.
How'd you know you wanted to become a muralist?
I didn't know. That is still not something that I want to become. You know, that's part of my journey. Actually, I think the muralist part is just one of my tools of spreading this message, and it's just one of the avenues that I'm using. So you just never know really what you want to do when it comes to like your career. It's just a matter of what you're doing that really matters. So it's like, this is what I'm doing now, so this is what it is.
What do you think can happen to you if they found out your identity?
I got a lot of fines waiting for me. And then a lot of things is when it comes to the identity part, I like to walk the streets freely, and I like to be able to be myself in any place. And this whole celebrity thing of just hounding people is just, it becomes very, I'm an introvert, so it's stay away from me. Like I do the art, I give you the art, but stay away.
You don't want to be in a diner somewhere and people come in, let me have your autograph.
I still get that with this on.
Yeah.
And it scares me because like people would approach you in the airport like, yo, I follow you. I'm like, you know, at the airport is where you're expecting security to approach you. So when somebody come tap me on my shoulder, talking about, and I'm like, okay, so is this security? No, it's not. Okay.
That's love.
That's love. Love is always great. Love is great. Yes.
Yeah. But that's how they came up with the fat suits and all that. Sometimes you see a real fat person that looks a little strange. That could be a celebrity that you know.
Yeah, and I like it that way.
Yeah.
You get to move around freely.
You can go shopping like everybody else.
Yeah, like
but when you're
like
popular,
to do
it's
stuff
like
that.
hard to get out there like that.
Well, you know, I seen a quote recently that says, in the future, everybody will be starving for 15 minutes of what's the word?
Fame?
No, the opposite of fame.
Of tranquility, of
being
an introvert.
Of being anonymous. 15 minutes of anonymous. I guarantee you, it's like your face will be so spread out everywhere that you're going to wish that you just wasn't known. And I think this is a great way for me to start. I'm actually going to start making scarves so that way everybody can walk around with
Whoa! Now that's something right there.
Yeah, it works out perfectly.
Yeah, say something about the projects again. You have a number of projects coming up.
Currently we have Protect Your Heart Day coming up, and something that we do every year to kind of like recognize the whole factor of self-love. The thing about Protect Your Heart Day is I put it together as a day to recognize yourself and the contribution that you personally have contributed to the universe. People don't do that.
Yeah.
Like we praise everybody else and what they're doing and how they contributing to the world, but we never take time out to think about what we do. So I just want a day for us, for you, for us and you, you know, so that way. And Protect Your Heart Day was perfectly set, and it's on April 23rd, which is 4/23. And every year for the last 4 years, we've been celebrating it in different cities. This year, we're in about 13 different cities. And I would just recommend wherever you are, you could celebrate Protect Your Heart Day with us.
Excellent.
And, you know, it's usually a day of wellness with yoga, meditation, healthy eating.
Healthy living, healthy eating.
Yeah,
healthy
it's
living.
all about the purity of yourself. You know, nothing exterior, what you wear and how you look and all that stuff and how your makeup is looking. It's really about your health and
How
your
can we
trip away.
follow you?
I'm on every social media under UnCutt Art. That's UnCuttArt. And then Protect Your Heart on Instagram and on Facebook. And my website is UnCuttArt.com.
Excellent. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. UnCutt, artist and muralist. Woo! All right, thank you so much, man.
Thanks for having me.
Come by again, okay?
Yes,
We're taking a quick break right here, but stay tuned. My man Bobby C has the latest roundup of sports coming up next.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
We begin on the college basketball hardwood where the reigning champs are dancing. Over 3 days at Madison Square Garden, the Villanova Wildcats have taken on the look of a national title defense. Villanova captured the national championship a year ago, but that was then depleted by deflections for the NBA draft, and it showed at times this year. The Wildcats still managed to win the Big East regular season title behind returning seniors Phil Booth and Eric Pascal, a former Fordham standout, despite losing 5 of their last 8 games. On Saturday night, they had the look of champs once again. Top-seeded and 25th ranked Villanova held together in the late going and completed its run to a 5th Big East championship by defeating 3rd-seeded Seton Hall 74-72 in the title game before a sellout crowd. We go inside the locker room for more.
Each year, I mean, coming from the first time, first one of the streak, we just want to talk about being the greatest team we could be, greatest Villanova basketball team we could be. So there's nothing really like in our plan. We just try to be the best Villanova basketball team and see where that takes us.
It's really a tribute to Phil and Eric. They really have been like coaches this season. You know, we can do so much on the court, but they've got to take the guys in the locker room and teach them, you know, how we prepare for practice, how we prepare for games. They've got to teach them how to get sleep at night, you know, how to eat the right way. They've really been, they've been like big brothers, fathers almost to these guys.
The Big East wrapped Saturday night at the world's most famous arena. It was the Atlantic 10's turn on Sunday afternoon, and like Nova, the Bonnies were so close to dancing once again, but their magical late-season run ended in frustration. St. Bonaventure raced out to an early 15-point lead, but managed just 19 points in the second half as St. Louis rallied and hung on for a 55-53 victory in the A-10 Conference Championship game on Sunday, sucking out the win out of thousands of Bonnie fans at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The Bonnies were looking for their second trip to the NCAA tournament in as many years, and they had their chances despite trailing by 8 points with 3:45 to play. Speaking of losing a grip on late leads, Lou Williams continues to prove that he is not only the LA Clippers' most valuable player, but the NBA's leading candidate for 6th Man of the Year. The veteran guard continued his hot play since the All-Star break, nailing a 28-foot three-pointer from the top of the key at the buzzer to give the Clippers a 119-116 victory over the Brooklyn Nets on Sunday night. Williams' buzzer beater capped a roller coaster game where the Clippers squandered two double-digit leads, in the second half, and the Nets saw an 18-point cushion in the second quarter evaporate before halftime. The Knicks actually got a win on St. Patty's, or perhaps the LA Lakers and LeBron James just found another way to lose a game. Final score from MSG, 124-123, and the highlight was a Mario Hezonja block on King James in the waning seconds to seal the game. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. The Fordham women's basketball team will find out their fate in the NCAA tournament tonight when the selection show goes down at 7 p.m. Sunday was the selection show on the men's side, so 68 teams know where they're headed to begin their respective postseason campaigns, while quite a few others are left frustrated to have missed the cut. Of those 68 teams, 8 have ties to the New York area. Iona is a 16 seed and will face number 1 North Carolina. Iona is dancing once again after it won the MAC championship for the 4th year in a row. The game will take place in Columbus, Ohio on Friday. Don't expect to see the Gales moving on. North Carolina, of course, the number 1 seed who beat Duke twice this year, could easily be the true favorite in the tournament. Zion Williamson's Duke Blue Devils are the top overall team in the tourney. Gonzaga, North Carolina, and Virginia are the other number 1 seeds. The 2019 NCAA tournament gets underway tomorrow. Conor McGregor won't be back in the octagon tomorrow, but that day is coming sooner rather than later. At UFC 229, McGregor challenged Khabib for the UFC lightweight title. It did not go well for him, of course. McGregor was dominated for much of the fight before finally submitting to a neck crank in the 4th round. It had taken Conor 2 years to get back in the octagon before that fight, but McGregor was a guest of honor at the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Chicago on Saturday, and he spoke with ABC 7 Chicago about his fighting future, saying he is currently in negotiations with the UFC and targeting a summer return. Fernando Alonso is returning to the Indy 500, of course. Alonso prepared for his highly anticipated return to the greatest spectacle in racing this year by winning another major event Friday night, the 1,000 miles of Sebring, the 6th round of the 2018-19 FIA World Endurance Championship sports car season. Co-driving with 2 other teammates, Alonso's number 8 Toyota Gazoo racing machine completed the race, constrained by the 8-hour time limit with a margin of 1 lap over the sister number 7 Toyota, with 253 laps completed. The rain and wet conditions forced the switch to the time limit instead of the distance. It was Alonso's first time driving at Sebring International Raceway, and the race ended under rainy conditions. Adjusting to Sebring in the wet can be very tough on first-time drivers, but Alonso was up to the challenge. I really think he's going to take the Indy 500 this year. IndyCar returns to action at the Circuit of the Americas in Texas on March 24th. In Formula One, Bottas bested Hamilton by more than 20 seconds to take the season opener. In Australia, a 1-2 punch for Mercedes. Not much has changed in F1. Meanwhile, in MotoGP, up next on the calendar is a showdown in Argentina on March 31st. Johnny Football will try and give it a go again. Johnny Manziel, who has been exiled from 2 football leagues in 2 different countries, will be joining the Memphis Express in the Alliance of American Football League. The league announced on Friday night. The former Heisman Trophy winner's last stop in football was a stint in the Canadian Football League with Montreal. The team was forced to cut him, and the league subsequently banned him from playing with any other team under mysterious circumstances. This, of course, followed a 2-win career with the Cleveland Browns, who cut him amid looming domestic abuse cases. In golf, Rory McIlroy has won the Players' Championship. The Northern Irishman's 2-under par 70 gave him victory on 16 under. It is his first win in a year and sets him up for an attempt at the career Grand Slam at the Masters next month. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a closer look at one of the locals in March Madness. I gave you my thoughts on Iona and the roundup. You heard how I feel about the women's basketball team out at Fordham last week on the show. I even gave you some insight into the 2 power teams that I would fear the most, UNC and Duke. On Friday's show, we talked St. John's and its late season collapse. The Red Storm might actually be able to make a little run now, believe it or not. Sometimes the NCAA tournament has a way of breathing some fresh air into those lungs. St. John's were one of the last 4 teams to make it into the tournament. The Red Storms had they had an anxious wait as they sat on the bubble following their blowout loss to Marquette in the quarterfinals of the Big East tournament. It will be their first time in the NCAA tournament since 2015 and their first time qualifying under the leadership of head coach Chris Mullins. Mullins' team will now look to make the most of their selection against the school that finished second in the Pac-12. The Arizona Sun Devils fell to Oregon in the semifinals of their conference tournament after finishing the regular season 22-10. I'll take St. John's in their first-round matchup. The winner of the first 4 matchup will then play number 6 seed Buffalo in the next round. I could even see St. John's pulling the upset there. Where the Red Storm and Mullen will go from there would be anyone's guess, but that's the reality of March Madness. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
Welcome back. On March 23rd, it's the Bronx. It's a festival highlighting Bronx talent and businesses. And it's going to take place at the Andrew Friedman Hall. Andrew Friedman Hall, a lot of things take place there, and this is going to be one of them. Joining us with a preview, we have 2 of the vendors. We welcome Angel Medina of Jibarito Shack and Alexander Tapia of No Carne. No meat, Bodega.
No Carne, Bodega.
No Carne.
That's nice.
You rolled off your tongue a little bit better. Say it again.
No Carne, Bodega.
That's right. On 107.5.
Así mismo.
So tell us about what you guys are doing.
I'm Angel, Jibarito Shack. So what we do is we do deep fried plantain sandwiches. So instead of bread, we use...
plantain sandwiches?
Yeah, so instead of bread, we take 2 pieces of totones.
Yeah.
We put them in a tortilla press, and we make like a nice little circle bun out of it.
Oh, I like that.
And so we do that, and inside it's not just typical burgers. So we do like a beef burger, but it has like sofrito and vegetables inside. We do chicken.
Wait, so you get the totone, but you open it up, right? You put
yeah, exactly. So it's just like 2 buns. Like like just take a burger and think instead of a burger, you got 2 pieces of totones in there. Something that's very big in Latin communities. Like Venezuela has their own version of it.
Right.
Puerto Rico, DR.
Well,
it's
Puerto Rico,
huge
that's why I experienced something like that. But
they would call it a patacon over there.
Patacon. But you could put shrimp in there.
Anything,
you could put,
literally anything you want.
Langosta, you know.
You put a shoe in there, and it all tastes good with a totone around it.
Oh man! So how'd you guys come up with this?
This is something. I mean, I've been cooking since I was 19. I was born out of necessity. My mother, she raised us by herself. Yeah. So she wouldn't get home till like 8 o'clock at night.
She said, "Hey, I gotta eat.
Exactly.
Mom ain't getting
So
here until about 8 o'clock."
I get out of school at like 3. I hated lunch food growing up because it was always like processed. Like I hated it. The only thing I would like was pizza day because pizza at our school was freshly made. So that was the only thing that I liked. So I would come home. I would go to the bodega down the street because they would give us stuff, on hand. We would pay them at the end of the week. So I would go there, buy a few things. It didn't taste good. I'm not gonna lie. When I was growing up, the food didn't taste good.
You're hooking it up now, though, right?
Now, now is what I do. I left my job 2 years ago, and I do this full time.
There you go.
That's awesome.
So bodega with no meat.
Yes. No Carne Bodega. That's a vegan lifestyle bodega. NYC Deli Grocery. We have basically all your traditional deli
You
items.
had that? Did you have that? That's your store?
Yeah,
or?
that's what. Well, we're doing pop-ups at the moment, all of 2019, as we work towards our first location.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to be at the Bronx as well as many other events. But we have basically all your traditional New York City deli staples. You know, your bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, all vegan. We use all plant-based ingredients.
Tofu?
We actually use Just Egg, Just for All. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
very popular egg now that's made from mung bean and soybean. It's
All
great.
right, okay.
Yeah, and we have seitan bacon, cooks really well. The cheese melts and everything. Vegan cheese.
We should have did a demonstration over there. You know,
Yeah, we
set
can
up the-
definitely come back for that. Yeah.
You can hook that up.
Of course.
All right. All right, we can cook in here a little bit, right?
For sure.
Why not, right?
You guys hungry? You said you want it now, right? See, people want things now, but you can come back next time and
Yeah, they come. If you guys come out this weekend, Saturday, it's the Bronx.
On the 23rd.
Exactly, Andrew
Yeah.
Freeman House. You guys, we're gonna be outside.
Yeah.
So we'll be in the front lawn cooking up. If you go inside, there's gonna be a lot of other vendors. So we have local artists.
Yeah.
We got painters. We got muralists. We got graffiti artists. People that are selling clothing.
You hear the UnCutt?
We have a
bit of
whole
everything.
bunch of stuff. We have musicians. They're gonna have a DJ battle. It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have
Who's
everything.
battling?
You got to think a
believe
few
it's-
local DJs. You got DJ Bronxura is going to be there. He's
Bronxura.
Sabrosura. He's like the in-house DJ for It's the Bronx and Bronx Night Market.
Yeah,
I believe DJ J Fuse is going to be
DJ
there.
Fuse is going to be there. You're going to have a lot of Bronx talent there, all independent vendors. It's just a whole bunch of, all
The
walks
vendors
of
are going to be battling too?
vendors. Everybody, it's all going to be love. The vendors are going to show
It's all
nothing but
love.
love to
Yeah.
each other. We all like a little family.
Absolutely.
You know, everybody that comes on that's new, we just take them in.
Who are the other vendors that are coming?
We have Epinology is going to be there. He's a big Bronx vendor. He sells patelitos.
All right.
We have Uptown Vegan.
Yeah, she's gonna
as
be
well.
there with
Another
cupcakes.
vegan. She's gonna have cupcakes. So we're gonna have food for
You can
everybody.
eat as much as you want?
You eat as much as you want. Go inside. Purchase a ticket. Ticket's only $15.
Hey, you got the music, you got the
the
food,
music,
you
you
got everything.
literally
You got the
have
camaraderie,
everything.
Yeah.
all the beautiful people
And it's
all
an
under
all-day
one
event.
roof and outside of the place too.
All
Yeah.
day event, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
11 to 10.
Yep.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
wow.
show up
All right.
anytime, beginning, middle, end. Yep.
There you go.
It's
Excellent.
gonna be a good time.
Is this how many years have you guys been doing this?
They just started this year. So we did.
This is the first?
Yeah, we launched at Bronx Brewery. That was sort of like the pilot program to see if people would really want to do it. And literally a lot of people showed up to show love. We had a lot of musicians that went that night. A few of them actually won a spot to do this event.
Look at that.
And they're going to pick other people as winners from this event to go out to much larger events. So some people are going to be at the Art Expo,
That's great,
which is one of the biggest New
Amazing,
York
yeah.
art expeditions.
And the
They're
summer
going to be
stage
able to
also,
showcase. You're going to have people performing at Summer Stage. So this could be a great launching point for Bronx, artists, food vendors that otherwise wouldn't get the opportunity to, get out to the masses.
This is one of the
So
places
this is
if
a
you're watching right
huge-
now and you're looking
Exactly,
for
this is
to
a huge
climb on
launching
board.
point.
This is it.
Yep.
Is there a website?
Well, for us, it's nocarnelifestyle.com. You get all our info on the bodega. We have online grocery delivery coming soon to the Bronx.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
Yeah, we'll be launching that
Yeah.
soon. You could definitely
You
sign
don't have
up
to
for the
step out of your
newsletter.
house, right?
Yeah,
And
bring
it's
it
good,
right to
man.
your
The
door.
stuff is
Yeah.
good. Coming from a dude that I'm not a vegan, so this,
That's
the stuff that's gonna be there is everything's good.
Everybody's
Yeah.
gonna
You
love
have
it, yeah.
options, and it's all gonna be great.
So no carne.
There you go.
A little bit of everything.
There you go. Thank you guys so much for
Appreciate
stopping
it,
by.
man. Thank you.
Give them a big hand, everybody. Angel Medina, Jibarito Shack, and Alexander No Carne Bodega Tapia. Unfortunately, they're wrapping us up right here. That's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank you, our guests, for joining us, and you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking it out. Now, you can catch a recablecast tonight at 5 and at 10 p.m., or you can watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org, or catch an all new one on Wednesday with our host, Darren Jaime. All of us here at BronxNet have a great and enjoyable day, and always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice, and let your choice control who chooses it. And remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. I'll catch you over 107.5 WBLS tonight. Love you all.